This video is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing I say is factual, for entertainment purposes only. Please enjoy. Hey everybody, this is Sonia with Melanin Goddess Life. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another celebrity reading. Today's reading is prompted by something that is currently trending. So let's get right to it. This reading is going to be on Pete Davidson. Okay, the reason I picked him is because he's trending right now. Let's just be clear. A few days ago, they announced that him and Kim Kardashian had broken up. If you want to go and look at the Kim Kardashian video that I did on her, I'll link it in the details below. But you can go back and look at what I had predicted, which was that this was going to happen, that they were going to experience a breakup. And you can also look at my final predictions on what I feel like her relationship life could turn into within the next few weeks to a few months. But right now we're on Pete Davidson. He's now saying that, well, it's now being reported that he's having some mental break or a mental breakdown. I don't know if he's in a facility of some sort. I don't really too much know about this guy. So I decided to just kind of take a look at what could potentially be going on with him and do just a celebrity reading on him to get some clarity on from the astrological standpoint of what could be going on with Mr. Pete Davidson. All right, so we're just going to get right to it. Pete Davidson was born November 16th, 1993. I don't have a birth time, so without the birth time, that's going to mean that the rising sign may be off a bit. He was born in New York. He is 28 years old. That's going to make him a Scorpio sun, Capricorn moon, and Aquarius rising. Straight out the gate, that Capricorn moon a lot of times indicates a person that struggles with depression, okay? Or struggles with very, very dark periods in their life. So we can kind of attest to that. He's a Scorpio sun, which means he is very, very intense, especially around his emotions. And then when I looked at his natal chart, I also saw how he is very intense because he has Venus in Scorpio. Venus in Scorpio is not the best placement for Venus because it can bring in the darker sides of Venus, which is jealousy, controlling, manipulative behaviors. This can be stalker-like behavior if it's afflicted in a really bad way. It's actually in his natal chart. It is conjoined with Mercury. So this is someone that could possibly verbally harass someone. And we did see indications of that when he was going back and forth with Kanye. And Pete can hit kind of low below the belt if he wants to. And then he's an Aquarius rising, which means he's going through a lot with regards to himself. And I don't think that this was the healthiest thing that he should have done by getting involved in a relationship. And I'm just not going to say with the relationship with Kim, but just in a relationship overall, because he does have a lot going on with him. And we're going to talk about that in the reading. So I did his relationship calculations. Remember, he's 28 years old. He has a birthday coming up in a few months. Did his relationship calculations, and this is the calculation I use to determine when a person is going to come into some type of love activity. And depending on where you are in your love life, it's going to determine how this is going to show up in your life. So I did his love life activation age. I have it here. And it's based on 4 scenarios. This is if the person is totally single, not committed to anyone. This could be the energy around someone coming into their lives for a committed relationship. If they're in a relationship and it's going well, this could definitely look like the person wanting to put permanence on the relationship, so that could look like moving in together, getting engaged, or getting married, or at least making some exclusive monogamous commitment to the other person. Third scenario could be if the person is in a relationship and it's not going well. This could definitely bode the potential for a breakup. And the final scenario is this would be a time where he would start to really get serious about relationships, figuring out what he wants in a relationship, figuring out what he wants in a partner, and working working on how he shows up in a relationship. The age in which I came up with that I feel like something should shift for Pete in the area of his love life is the age of 29. Okay, so we're just shy of a few months of that. So he's already experienced a breakup. Okay, so we can equate that to 29. So during the year of 29 for Pete, I would not be surprised if he got into another relationship really, really quickly here. His obsessive nature with that Venus and Scorpio, he's probably going to get someone really, really quick. I would not be surprised. The theme of his year of 28. So this was from his last birthday, November 16, 2021 to November 16, 2022. The theme was around the fifth house, which was dating. The fifth house encompasses romantic affairs, dating, casual dating. This encompasses children, procreation, creative projects, things of that nature, and things that we take a risk on. So clearly, he embodied the energy of dating, and he and Kim Kardashian started dating. They've been dating for the last 9 months. So that definitely showed up in his life. Children became a part of his life because she has 4 children. So they became a big part of his life. So it was about his dating life. It was about children. And I would not be, and from what I remember, there was an interview that she did where she spoke of, they talked about having children. And this is the fifth house. This is the house of procreation. So he pretty much embodied everything that goes on in the fifth house for his theme of this birthday year. Now, moving forward, his next birthday, November 16th, 2022 to November 16th, 2023. His theme is going to shift until sixth house. And this is all about health and fitness, physical and mental health. This is everything to do with our fitness levels, our health. This has to do with the foods that we eat. Our work environment is also here in this area, service to others and pets. So this is going to be attention around Pete really, really working on his mental health. And from what I understand, he's always been very open about the fact that he does struggle from depression. He does struggle from mental health issues. So he's always been open about that. But this is going to be an energy around the year of 29 for him that he really starts to put extra effort and energy and getting himself healthy mentally, physically, and emotionally. This also could look at him taking a more holistic approach. I'm not really sure what his mode of therapy is at this time, but he may start to consider a more holistic approach to healing himself, a more spiritual approach to his mental health, to his physical health, things of that nature. So that's going to be in the forefront of his life, is taking care of himself on a mental and a physical level. This will also look like his work environment, increased activity around that. So this could be him throwing himself into work. This could be more work projects for him. This could be him undertaking a lot of different work, or his career's kind of changes in some way, but putting a lot of energy into work. That may be the type of therapy that he uses to get over what's going on with him. This could also see him adopting a pet or getting a pet, or a pet becomes very therapeutic to his health and fitness. He may decide to change up his diet and make it more of a lifestyle change, where he alters the foods that he eats, or changes of how he eats. But this is also the area of service to others. And so straight out the gate, that can look like volunteering, his time, his efforts, his money, things of that nature. But this is also service to others. This is about Pete figuring out how to do a balance in how he relates to other people, how he gives to other people, and what he's getting back. I'm wondering if Pete has always had an energy around him that his relationships have been not balanced, and maybe he has always come up on the short end of the stick, where he's given more than he's received. I think he's going to really start to pay attention to making sure there's a balance in the relationships that he's in. So that's going to be his theme for his 29th year. Another thing that is coming up for him. He's entering into his first Saturn return. So our Saturn return typically starts at the age of 29 and it goes until about 29 to 33. So this is the first indication of becoming an adult. And this is where we have a lot of monumental experiences. This is where we have a lot of challenges that come into our life with the purpose of Saturn of maturing us, growing us, setting us in the direction that we want to go in as an adult. It can be a challenging time. Some of the things that happen during a Saturn return, we meet the one. We could get married. We experience a breakup, could possibly experience a breakup. We may start a family. We may lose a loved one that's close to us during that time. Maybe we changed careers, but it's something of significance, and it could be more than one thing. So being that we are really just at the beginning, you might as well say he's at his Saturn return, because his natal Saturn is in Aquarius at 23 degrees. And today's Saturn in Aquarius is at 22 degrees. So he's in his Saturn return. And he's already experienced the first thing, the breakup. There's going to be some hard lessons. I can't sugarcoat it. There's going to be some hard lessons over the next 3 to 4 years that he's going to be learning about himself, how to do life, maturing, growing, making decisions about his future that will impact him for years to come. So that's one thing that he's going to have. He's also having a Neptune sextile, and that typically happens between the ages of 28 and 30. And that's just kind of like a lot of confusion around the direction that your life is going in. And interesting enough, his Neptune sextile is hitting him in his 1st and 12th house. The 1st house is about our physical body. It is the energy and how we show up and how people experience us, our personality. And the 12th house is all about our traumas, our healings, the things that we hide from ourselves. Our psychological health is there in the 12th house. So this is definitely sextiling with him. And he's going through a period of maybe a little bit of self-doubt and trying to figure out who he is. Maybe some self-esteem issues are coming up for him. And they're coming up from a place in that 12th house that he's been suppressing. And so now things that, Pete may have pushed to the wayside or pushed down or suppressed are now starting to come up by way of him maybe being insecure about himself, not sure of who he is, trying to find himself. This is what the Neptune sextile does for us, stepping out of the fog of self-doubt and what we've been trying to convince ourselves of is what he's probably experiencing right now. Now, he has some good stuff going on with him too. Particularly in the area of his money. He has Jupiter in the 2nd house of his earned income. So 2nd house, this is how we earn our money. This is our material possessions. This is our self-worth. This is the place that we have our value system, our possessions. Again, this is actually the place of our voice, our actual literal voice, and our work ethic. Jupiter is a planet of expansion, growth, abundance. It's bringing a healing. It brings blessings. And I love it when it goes through the 2nd house. Jupiter stays in the house for about a year and a half. So Pete has about a good year and some change of really, really making a lot of money. That's just basically what I can sum it up as. A lot of opportunities, money-making opportunities coming up for him. And not just in the area that he earns money. This may be opportunities for him to grow in his career and make money from it. This is also the time that he will probably be thinking about investing, because this is all about things of value. So this is about making purchases of a value. So this could be him dabbling in the stock market, real estate, buying property, buying things that hold their value, buying gold, minerals, things of that nature. So definitely his money looks great. His money looks great. He does have Chiron there. He is learning how to have a healthy relationship with money. I'm wondering if he does have an unhealthy dynamic with money. He does. So this is also about self-worth. I'm wondering if Pete ties his self-worth to the things that he has or his money. being that maybe he feels like he's inadequate or he's not of value if he doesn't have X amount of dollars or if he doesn't own certain things. He equates a lot of his self-worth into what he has. Now, he can also have that low vibrational Scorpio energy, whereas he uses money as a weapon or he uses money to wield power over people. If that is, this is a time where he's going to learn a lesson about how to have a healthy dynamic with money and knowing the proper place to put money, okay? Next thing that we're going to talk about is his first house. Of course, he's in a Saturn return, as we talked about. So Saturn's going through his first house. One of the things, other than, you know, it makes us mature and everything. Another thing that it does is Saturn can make us look really, really old when it's in the first house. And it also can make us feel very, very tired and run down mentally and physically. So he's going to really need to make sure he pays attention to getting enough rest, eating properly, hydrating, paying attention to his body, paying attention to what his body is communicating to him that could be going on with him. So just paying attention to your physical self when you have Saturn there, because it can weigh on your health. It can weigh on your appearance. The next thing he has in the first house, again, is that Neptune is in the first house. Neptune in the first house sometimes brings self-doubt, insecurity. We question about who we are. We don't really know who we are. What can happen is with Neptune in the first house, we allow other people to determine who we are or define who we are. And sometimes we are insecure. We have a lot of self-doubt with regards to a Neptune in the first house. And because Neptune is currently retrograde, he's probably dealing with a lot of insecurities right now. When a planet is in retrograde, that's about us going back and reflecting and things coming up from the past. So he could be going through a period definitely of self-doubt, questioning his self-worth, his insecurities about himself coming up again, coupled with the fact that Saturn is in the first house and it is also retrograde. This is a lot of going through it. It's just definitely a lot of going through it for someone that is just, it's not the best place he's in right now. The second thing we're going to talk about is Pluto in retrograde. Everything is in retrograde. Pluto's in retrograde in his 12th house. The 12th house is about healing, our traumas, closure, our psychological mind. It's about the afterlife, secrets that are hidden from us, secrets that we hide from other people. And this is also the space that governs confined spaces, rehabs, hospitals, and prisons. Pluto is retrograde. Pluto is the planet of transformation, death, literally and figuratively, evolution. It's a planet, again, of power and transformation and rebirth. It's retrograde in his 12th house. So when you hear the reports of him being in a facility, him having an emotional breakdown of some sort, I do believe that he is having that. I don't doubt that. I don't think this is publicity. I really, really think that he is struggling with his mental health at this time. I hope he's okay. I send out healing energy to him. I would hate to hear of anyone struggling with that, but I do believe that he is definitely doing that. And he's probably is going to check himself into a facility if he has not already done that, to get some help. Okay. He also has the moon that's transiting through that 12th house, and that's all about our emotions. And this current moon is in the sign of Capricorn. His moon is in Capricorn. He's going through it, and it's a serious thing. He's probably in a deep depression. I just send him healing energy. He does need to check himself into a facility if he hasn't already done that. Yeah, he needs to take some time to get himself together mentally. I really can't follow up with anything else other than that. Here's the deal. To sum it up for Pete Davidson, he's struggling. He's struggling. His mental health is, crucial right now. It's in a very, very dark, deep place. And I wish him the best. Again, I send healing energy to him. I hope that he can come out of this in a better space. One thing I will say, looking at his chart, he needs to lean into his spirituality. He does have the South Node going through his ninth house. And if we know anything about the ninth house, one of the things it encompasses is our spirituality and religion. And the South knows it about releasing things. So I hope that he is releasing any outdated beliefs, outdated religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs, and he's embracing something new to help him get through this dark period that he's going through. He's going to really need his spirituality to lean into to help him with this transition. Again, I hope everything turns out well for him. I just wanted to come and do this short video just to kind of see where he is at this moment. And I have no doubt that he's struggling. And hopefully he gets the help that he needs. So, that's the end of it. If you're interested in a personal reading with me, please visit my website at www.melaningoddesslife.biz. I also have manifestation candles on there, which are excellent. I love my manifestation candles because they are the best and they work. So go ahead if you want to schedule a reading with me. I just released, one date that I'm available again this month. So schedule your readings. They're very limited. Again, www.melaningoddesslife.biz. Please follow me on all the social media platforms. Instagram is where I'm there the most, Facebook and Twitter. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And the only way I can do that is with your help. So thank you so much for your continued support. You have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.